How's it going, everyone? So today I'm borrowing my buddy's 2023 S1000RR with the M package, and I'm going to do my favorite drill I have out of my MotoJitsu drills. If you don't know, I have 2 books with a bunch of drills you could set up, or if you don't want to carry the books around, I have my own app. But this is my favorite drill. It's called Crazy 13. Come check it out. So it shows you the dimensions, directions, the time, because it's all timed to like how fast you can go. And then it shows you your path of travel, first part, second part. It's my favorite drill because it combines everything. I'm using the front brake, rear brake, slipping the clutch, counterbalancing, counter steering. Everything combines into one. It's like a one-trick pony, like a one-man band. You have to do everything to make it through. So this is gonna be me riding his full-blown sport bike, doing like a MotoJitsu style exercise, which is my favorite. And then just for fun, I have my naked S1000R. I'll demonstrate it on that as well, and I'll talk about the differences between the two. So check it out. All right, so someone could go into the video and find out how long that was. The time starts when I take off, and then if there's an imaginary line from this cone to that cone, that's the finish line when I exit it. So you can see how long it was, like my time. So with the full-blown sport bike, so come on over real quick. So here's the challenge. On a full-blown sport bike, when you turn the bars, your forearms get in the way of the tank. And they don't turn that far anyway, so you have to rely on lean angle. Lean angle is the most important thing to even make it through, let alone go fast. But because of this issue, you have to over-rotate your wrists to let the bars get out of the way, while still slipping the clutch and front brake. It's a lot of stuff. It takes a tremendous amount of practice. And full-blown sport bikes like this with clip-ons, this is probably the most challenging type of bike to do this type of stuff with. You could do it, and you can make a U-turn that's 100 feet, but if you want to do tight technical stuff like my drills, it does require a little bit of different techniques that you wouldn't have to do on a naked bike or a cruiser or an adventure bike, for instance. So that was the first time going through, and so now I'm going to do it again, and try to pay attention to 1 or 2 things, like watch my body in relation to the bike. I try to stay upright and let the bike lean under me. I'm using the rear brake. I'm also using the front brake a little bit if I like gain some speed. I try to get my head turns early. You can watch it just from my head turns, like how early I look to the next area. So a bunch of different things, but round 2, check it out. So for me, going right is definitely more challenging because I have to raise the throttle. Like you hear the bike, I have to raise the throttle to have some power, but trying to over-rotate my wrist, it's like counterproductive. Look at, I gotta over-rotate my wrist so my forearm doesn't hit the tank, but I also have to add throttle. So I'm like going like this, but trying to go like this at the same time and use, like, it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. So that's why it's more challenging on full-blown sport bikes to do this. But just to give you a different perspective about the drill and what I'm doing, I want to have my man whose bike this is. If you don't know, Fred with Square Pizza in Pacific Beach, go check him out. But I'm going to have him stand like over here so they can get a different angle of what this looks like. So check it out for round 3. So now just to show you the comparison, and I'll give you my direct feedback, what it feels like on this bike versus his bike. I'm gonna go through again and stop. Plus, I'm gonna turn on my GoPro so you can see what it looks like from my perspective of like my head turns and what the drill looks like going through it. So let me turn this bad boy on. So the video will be his perspective first, and then I'll show you the exact same video from the GoPro. Check it out. So automatically I'm like, handlebar, lots of leverage. Forearms don't get in the way at all. You can just turn these bars and it's a lot easier. It's still a challenging drill to make it through and to go fast, but it's definitely easier than the full-blown sport bike. But then again, you know, if I owned that bike and I practiced a lot, well, it'd become easier too. But either way, let's do it one more time with the second perspective over there, and then you guys can watch again. Hi everyone, so the difference is full-blown sport bike, MotoJitsu on the drill, and then my naked bike. So it's like I got like the little brother, right? So the only thing I'm really doing different with the full-blown sport bike, I just have to over-rotate my wrists a little bit and get my forearms out of the way to turn the bars a little bit more. And because that's awkward, I have to think about that constantly. My circles, like if you look at the two side by side, my circles on the RR were a lot bigger and wider, and I had to do like more swooping stuff. On the naked single R with the handlebars, I could do way tighter turns because it's easier for me to drop that bike down low. That's why the time gets shrunk. If I'm doing less feet, you see what I'm saying? Like if I go a big circle like this, that's just more time and distance. On the R, I could go like this. Just wrap around the cone really tight. That's why the times get dropped. You don't want to do big sweeping turns and waste a lot of time. But that's the only real difference. I mean, the seating position, ironically, it's almost the same. Like the RR is just slightly more forward and foot pegs slightly higher, but it's relatively the same. But the biggest thing for low speed specifically, you gotta get your forearms out of the way, and that's awkward with the throttle and with the clutch. but still very capable. Even on a full-blown 1000cc 100% Superbike, you can still do my crazy 13 drills. So no more excuses. Just like always, get out there and practice. Look in the description below. You can find the links to my book, my app, and then you can go set the stuff up. And I challenge all of you, whatever bike you have, make a video on your YouTube channel of you doing my crazy 13 drill. Send me that link, like email it to me, and then I'll post it up on the community section of my YouTube channel so everybody can watch everybody do the same drill. So that'll be a lot of fun to watch everybody see their times and everything else. It's like a big worldwide competition. I think the fastest time on my previous R was like 22 point something. I have a video about it. So see if you can beat that. And if you can, awesome. That just means you practice more than me, which I haven't done that in a while actually. But it's a lot of fun. It's my favorite drill, so I'm probably gonna come out here and practice more. So. All right, buddy. So I just thought of this. I think it'd be good for you guys to watch. So my buddy Fred right here, and this is his bike. So he doesn't practice this stuff often. And is this your first or second time doing this drill?
Well, second time. First one was just now.
Yeah, so he just did it right now. He kind of followed me around on my bike. So this is the second time ever doing this. And it's way more difficult than it looks, right? So this is gonna show you what someone who doesn't often practice the low speed stuff looks like. So he's gonna go through the course and I'm gonna kind of give feedback as if I'm talking to him, but I'm also talking to you guys. So this is what a non-practicing person of this stuff looks like to go through the thing. So check it out. So first thing, like, and this is normal, he's just going slow. And when you're going slowly, it's half because he doesn't know where to go. Like he doesn't have the course memorized. But when you go slower, you have less lean angle. When you have less lean angle, you rely on the handlebars to turn and not get the bike to lean, right? But the faster, no, keep going. But the faster you go, the more lean angle you have, which is what's needed to make the course, right? And that's gonna happen, like you're gonna mess it up. So I would just say keep on going, but he wanted to restart, so no big deal. So there you go, you do the weave first, you go into the cones, big left U-turn. There you go, so now you weave back the other way. That's part one, and then part two, you just go back and forth, up and down in big U-turns. Yep, so big wide U-turn.
Stop! Stop!
Keep going, I'll keep the video going, just keep going.
Stop! I understand what you mean by over-rotating the right.
Right, because your forearm gets in the way.
Right here, man.
So what I've been saying to the camera so far is you don't know the course, the layout, and if you're going slowly, the bike is not going to be leaning as much. And because it's not leaning so much, it's hard to make these turns. Yeah. So when you're going slowly, you're relying on the handlebars. Now, when you rely on the handlebars on a super sport, they don't turn that damn far, and your forearms get in the way. So it's like, it's counterintuitive. You have to go faster, which is weird to do low speed, but you have to go faster. Like 5 miles per hour less is too slow. Like I was probably going between like 8 and 15. So if you go too slowly, handlebars don't turn enough, you'll never make it. So you have to go faster to make the bike lean more in order to make the turns. So it is low speed turns, but it just means, what I mean by I say low speed is under like 25. Anything under 25, you could counterbalance it, foot out, whatever, but yeah, it's a challenge.
It's a message for everybody. Get out there and practice. It's way harder than it looks. Go out, film yourself, record yourself, and post it up. It's tough.
And then also, so think about this. It's called Crazy 13, right? It's 13 turns as fast as you can, using every control but the shifter, right? You do this, which is challenging, and you get warmed up, you're like, holy crap, like your judgment, thinking ahead. Now you go ride in the street, you have one turn to do. How simple is one turn after you got done slaying yourself doing 13 turns as fast as possible? So that's the benefit of doing the low speed stuff. It challenges you and it makes the street easy. Yeah. I do crazy things like this that are very difficult in safe controlled environments, so that way the street is easy, and that's the whole idea. So people that don't understand, well, what's the point of doing this? You would only ask that if you never tried.
Yeah, it's very challenging, especially dragging the rear brake.
Yeah.
I cover the front brake all the time, and it's hard for me not to get on the front brakes and just drag the rear brake and be on that friction zone. It's a finesse that you need to practice.
Yeah, it is.
Don't think you're gonna hop on the bike, you're gonna watch these things and you'll be like,
oh, MotoJitsu did it, I could.
Get out there and show it to us. Prove yourself. Upload, record, he's gonna post it, we're gonna watch it. Get out and practice. Shut up and practice.
You gonna try it again?
I'm gonna try it again.
Let's do it again. All right. So I think I might have him jump on my bike just to see like the difference of that handlebar makes, and it is a difference. Like you don't have to worry so much about your hands when you're on a naked bike, or like Harleys and cruisers and stuff like that. It's just simple. Adventure bikes, big huge handlebars, it's just way easier. You still have to do the techniques, of course, but it's a lot less stuff you have to think about. So all the people that do low speed stuff on their channels on big Harleys, I challenge you, go grab a 1000cc sport bike, like now, not 5 years ago, make a video of you doing Crazy 13 and then post it up. So let's see if you know the techniques on a bike other than a big huge Harley, which is way easier to do this stuff on. There you go, he made it. So you could go as wide as you want to at first just to kind of get the layout down like he's doing, and eventually you tighten everything up. Yeah. And with a super sport bike, like he's moving his butt to the other side and like trying to stay upright and let the bike lean under him. That's the idea. So every time you put your foot down, it's because the bike feels like it's gonna fall. So with more practice, you would learn, instead of putting your foot down, you ease out the clutch a tiny bit to give the bike power, because that's what it needs to not fall over, power. And oh, is he gonna hit the curb? Nope, he still made it. There we go.
So here's my take. It was easier to drag knees than do this.
yeah, because he went to the track a bunch of times. He just got done going to champ school too. Oh, he even got the sticker, yep. Awesome, so he went to fast track, fast riding, trail braking, knee dragging everywhere. Well, now whole different level, a whole different chapter of skill. Get out there and do the low speed stuff.
I need to get out here and practice. This was way easier than doing that, for sure.
Awesome. Anyway, thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later.